Good morning. This year, I thought I'd share some of the many prophecies surrounding the birth of Jesus. These messianic prophecies and the subsequent scriptures which brought forth their fulfillment help us realize that when God speaks, he ultimately fulfills his word. The number of prophecies regarding Jesus' birth and his life are too numerous to be a coincidence. So today, we start with chapter 1 of our journey to Bethlehem. First of all, let's take a look at a verse that prophesies the virgin birth. In Isaiah 7, verse 14, it says, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel." And in my notes, it just lets us know that Emmanuel actually means God is with us. Isaiah is often identified as one of the major prophets, and his ministry began in approximately 740 BC, shortly before the 10 northern tribes of Israel were conquered by the Assyrians. Because King Ahab refused to listen to the prophecies of Isaiah, the prophet spoke words about a future time when God would send the promised Messiah, Jesus, who is the Christ. In Isaiah's prophecy, the term Emmanuel is used, which literally means God with us. All right, you ready? We're going to fast forward now over 700 years, where we find the fulfillment of Isaiah's prophecy found in Matthew chapter 1. We're going to look at Matthew chapter 1, verses 16 through 25, using the New Living Translation. The birth of Jesus, this is how Jesus the Messiah was born. His mother Mary was engaged to be married to Joseph. But before the marriage took place, while she was still a virgin, she became pregnant through the power of the Holy Spirit. Joseph, to whom she was engaged, was a righteous man and did not want to disgrace Mary publicly. So he talked to her about breaking the engagement quietly. As he considered doing this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream. "Joseph, son of David," the angel said, "do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child within her was conceived by the Holy Spirit, and she will have a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." All of this occurred to fulfill the Lord's message through the prophet. "Look, the virgin will conceive a child. She will give birth to a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. Now, when Joseph woke up from his dream, he did exactly as the angel of the Lord commanded, and took Mary to be his wife. But he did not have sexual relations with her until her son was born, and Joseph named him Jesus. And you know, Jesus actually means the Lord saves. Isn't that appropriate? That's exactly what Jesus came to do, and ultimately what he accomplished. Jesus' birth happened exactly as Isaiah had prophesied. He was born of a virgin, one who was truly chaste and had not had any sexual relations. God works through and accomplishes his word according to his timetable, not necessarily ours. though over 700 years had passed, God brought forth his only begotten Son. What do we see in John 3:16 from the New King James Version? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. At exactly the right time in history, when the Jewish people were longing and looking forward to the promised Messiah. Stay tuned. The next thing we're going to look at will be Journey to Bethlehem, chapter 2, and we'll pick up the story there where it talks where the birth would happen. Thanks again. I hope you've enjoyed this first lesson, and we'll continue with the ensuing journeys to Bethlehem. Thank you.